Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today the New York Jets beat the Buffalo Bills in overtime in Monday Night Football to start Monday Night Football in 2023. This was going to be the big debut of Aaron Rodgers today. I've never heard so much hype up. It felt like it was watching the football shows Sunday morning, watching, whether it was the CBS, NFL Today, or it was, Fox Kickoff, or it was ESPN, NFL Countdown. What it was mainly about was Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, and this was the big night. They had the soul night, Monday Night Football against the Buffalo Bills, division matchup. Jets get the ball first. Wait, no, never mind. The Bills got the ball first, and they had a 3-and-out. Then you get to see the Jets have the ball. Rodgers runs a couple plays. Ran 3 plays. There was a big play by Breece Hall for a gain of 26 yards. Rodgers threw 1 pass. It was incomplete. And I think there was the 3rd play, and I think he was sacked. And then the 4th play, that's where it all gets bad. Aaron Rodgers gets sacked by the Buffalo Bills. I think it was Ruscio from the Bills, their defensive tackle. And that's when Rodgers stands up, and then he stayed there for a minute, realized he wasn't going to be able to walk it off, and we saw him, get down, sit down, and that's when you kind of had the fear. This is not good at all. And then he got in the cart. It's not the first time Aaron Rodgers has got in a cart in a week 1, a week 1 primetime game. He did that in 2018. Came back for the Packers and came back and won the game. So honestly, it didn't feel like it was going to be one of those injuries again where he comes back and the Jets win the game, which the Jets won without him. This felt like this was worse than it was in 2018 when you saw Rodgers get carted off and then came back, and that was against the Bears on Sunday Night Football. I thought it was 2018 or 2017. I can't remember. So Aaron Rodgers' season is most likely over. He has an Achilles injury, saw him get carted off, was eventually ruled out later in the game, and Robert Saleh, head coach for the New York Jets, after his post-game interview, said it's an Achilles injury. It's an Achilles injury, and it's not good. So it's an Achilles tendon injury, and they fear that Rodgers tore his Achilles, and of course, if Rodgers tore his Achilles, he's out for the season, and there's danger of his career being over. Didn't even play 1 full drive, and he's out for the year. Maybe that's the last we see of Aaron Rodgers on a football field. But wishing Aaron Rodgers the best. Robert Saleh said, please pray for him when you go to bed tonight. That's what I'm going to do. But I'm not here to just talk about Aaron Rodgers. We're going to talk about this game because after Aaron Rodgers left, we had a great game tonight. 2 good defenses facing off. Zach Wilson came in this game and stepped up. Robert Saleh did say in his interview, if the worst is for Aaron Rodgers, Zach Wilson is their guy. And I don't know if, from what I saw from Wilson, if I would say he is definitely their starting quarterback. But he did do a hell of a job for the New York Jets. But I think the main focus on this win tonight was their defense. Their defense played a great game against Josh Allen, sacked him a good amount of times. We'll figure out how many times. I wasn't counting how many times he got sacked, but he got sacked a lot tonight. He threw 3 interceptions to the same player. Josh Allen's favorite target tonight was his name was Jordan Whitehead, and he is a safety for the New York Jets. And so that was his favorite target tonight. He hit him 3 times. So Jordan Whitehead had 3 interceptions. The funny thing about him having those 3 interceptions is Jordan Whitehead has never had 3 interceptions in one season in his whole career, and he had 3 interceptions in week 1. So that's crazy, but great day for him and this Jets defense. And let's go over the game. So let's start with the scoring summary. And the Jets win this one 22-16 in overtime with a huge kickoff return for Xavier Gipson with a 65-yard punt return. And the Jets won this one 22-16. Let's go over the scoring summary. First quarter, you had 1 score, and that was a 40-yard field goal for Tyler Bass. It's 3-0. The Jets did come back in this ballgame because the Jets were down 13-3 going into halftime. And then they pretty much outplayed the Bills in the second half. The Bills only scored 3 points in the second half in overtime, while the Jets scored a total of 19 points. So this was a great performance by this Jets team and defense. So in the second quarter, with 10 minutes remaining, the Jets tie the ball game up with a Greg Zuerlein 26-yard field goal. It's tied up at 3. Then, with 4 minutes and 43 seconds remaining, Josh Allen throws a 5-yard touchdown pass to Stephon Diggs. Extra point is good for Bass. It's 10-3. And then with 17 seconds remaining in the second quarter, Tyler Bass makes the 34-yard field goal. It's 13-3 going into halftime. Then in the third quarter, Greg Zuerlein makes a 43-yard field goal. It's 13-6. Then in the fourth quarter, what a touchdown grab for Garrett Wilson. The best touchdown catch of the whole week. Unbelievable catch. I don't know how to really describe it, but he batted it. He tipped it, and as he went down, he was able to catch it one-handed. As he was down, it really reminded me of a touchdown catch we saw from Houston Texans rookie wide receiver Tank Dell in the preseason against the New England Patriots. Go look at if you don't know what I'm talking about, go look at that play by rookie wide receiver Tank Dell from the preseason in the Patriots, and it's basically almost the same thing as what Garrett Wilson did tonight. But honestly, Garrett Wilson's catch was way better. Better situation. I mean, that was preseason. This was Monday Night Football to tie the ball game up. Greg Zuerlein makes the extra point. The game is tied with 4 minutes remaining. Then, with the Jets get the ball back after Josh Allen fumbles and Greg Zuerlein makes a 30-yard field goal, the Jets have the lead. But Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs had a huge drive, and Tyler Bass comes on for a 50-yard field goal. It hit the upright and went in, and it's tied up at 16. And then in overtime, the Bills have a 3-and-out, and the Bills punt, and the Jets don't even need to snap the ball on offense because Xavier Gibson, undrafted rookie who made the 53-man roster, had a 65-yard punt return, and it's 22-16, the final score. Game leaders, Josh Allen, 29. Not a great day for Josh Allen at all. 29 for 41 with 236 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, but threw 3 interceptions. Zach Wilson wasn't that much better than Josh Allen. Josh Allen had a better day, but he didn't have 3 picks, and also he didn't come in until later in the game. Well, it wasn't later in the game. It was early on in the game, but Aaron Rodgers played the first 4 plays of the game, which doesn't matter much. And also, Josh Allen threw the ball 41 times, and Zach threw the ball 21. The Jets were using their run game a whole lot in this game. Breece Hall had a big game for the Jets. Upset I didn't start him in fantasy, really upset. And also Dalvin Cook had a really good game for the Jets. So their run game is what was killing the Bills' defense. But Zach threw for 140 passing yards and 1 passing touchdown and did throw 1 interception. James Cook had 12 carries in this ball game with 46 yards, and he was the leader in rushing yards for the Bills, while Breece Hall led the Jets in rushing yards with 10 carries and 127 rushing yards, while for the Bills, Stephon Diggs led them in receiving yards with 10 receptions, 102 receiving yards, and 1 receiving touchdown, and Allen Lazard led the Jets in receiving yards with 2 receptions for 46 receiving yards. Getting into some more stats, Rodgers threw 1 pass and was sacked once, and that was all we saw of Aaron Rodgers, while Dalvin Cook, not the best of Dalvin Cook, but was okay, had 13 carries for 33 rushing yards, while Josh Allen ran for 36 yards today for the Bills. Besides Stephon Diggs, not much receiving out there for the Bills. Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen's number 2 wide receiver, Gabe Davis, had 2 receptions for 32 receiving yards, and rookie tight end Dalton Kincaid had 4 receptions for 26 receiving yards. I think him and Josh Allen are going to have a lot of chemistry. Garrett Wilson didn't really get heated to the second half. He only had 1 reception in the first half for 5 yards, and that was for 5 yards, and then had 4 receptions in the second half, and had 5 receptions for 34 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. Dalvin Cook had 3 receptions for 26 receiving yards, and Breece Hall had 1 reception for 20 receiving yards in his first game back from an ACL injury. Josh Allen fumbled twice in this game and lost 1 and recovered the other. And the fumbles for the Jets in this game, the fumble that Josh Allen fumbled was recovered by Quinnen Williams, and Breece Hall fumbled, but the Jets got the ball back. The ball went out of bounds. No one recovered it. The ball went out of bounds. Leader in tackles for the Jets was DJ Reed with 11 tackles. The Jets had 5 sacks and 8 tackles for loss. For the Bills, their leader in tackles was Terrell Bernard. They had 3 sacks, 1.5 sacks for Leonard Floyd. That was the guy who sacked Rodgers on the play. He got hurt. A half a sack for Ed Oliver, and then 1 sack for Jordan Phillips. The 5 sacks for the Jets: 1 sack for Jermaine Johnson, 1 sack for John Franklin Myers, 2 sacks for Quentin Jefferson, and 1 sack for Al Woods. The interceptions: Matt Milano had an interception for the Bills on this interception. Zach Wilson was an interception for 13 yards, and 3 interceptions for Jordan Whitehead. And he had 3 interceptions, didn't return any of them for any yards. So that was it for the game. The Jets win in an overtime thriller, 22-16. Aaron Rodgers gets hurt and is most likely out for the season. Tough injury for Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, with so much hype up for this Jets team this season, and we'll see how it goes. Aaron Rodgers is most likely out for the season, but wishing the best for him and praying for him tonight. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoy them, your thoughts, and peace out.